Hello, and we're back again to solve a bit more inequalities. We're gonna turn the screws a little bit, make these a little bit more complicated, which means more fun. Yes indeed, yes indeed, yes it does. Stop complaining, stop pulling faces, people. Feel the spirit, enjoy it, relax, getting stuck in there. Let's do this, we can. So, here I've got an inequality. You don't have to worry about anything. It is just like solving equations. So for one tiny little bit, which actually you can avoid if you do what I tell you and you don't have to worry too much about it. So, as usual, copy the example out, take the notes, nice and neat, make sure that you solve the questions exactly like I do on the board and you lay out your questions and your answers just like I do. Some of you are doing funky things, I don't know what's happening, I don't know what you're doing, I don't understand what video you've been watching because you're not doing it like I do. This is perfection, this is what you should be doing. So, 3x minus 8 is less than or equal to 30 plus x. Just like solving equations, okay? So the first thing that you have to think about, the first question you need to ask yourself is, which side of the inequality has got the least amount of my variable? Okay, my variable is x. So here I've got 3x, here I've got 1x. So which side has got the least amount of x's? It's the right hand side. Got plus x. So that I'm going to get rid of the variables on that side, on the side that has got the least amount. So I'm going to get rid of that plus x there. Remember, I said this is a bit like solving equations. So if I go up plus x, how do I get rid of that? I'm going to take away 1x from both sides. So if I do that, and I take away 1x from both sides, 3x take away 1x is 2x minus 8, that's there. Please, please, please do not change that to an equal sign. Some people do for some reason, I don't understand. It is an inequality, it's not an equation, okay? If you do change the sign into an equal sign, you will lose marks in the exam. I know it's silly, it's a very, I don't know, weird thing to do. 30, the 30 is there, and then plus x minus x, it becomes a 0, it disappears. All right, cool, awesome, sorted. Now remember, I want to keep the x's on their own in order to get to my answer. So I need to get rid of the negative 8. How do I get rid of the negative 8? We always do the opposite. So take away 8. The opposite of taking 8 away is adding 8. So I am going to add 8 to both sides. So what do I get? Well, I get 2x minus 8 plus 8. That's 0. Less than or equal to 30 plus 8, 38. And we're pretty much almost there. Remember, my answer has to be x, not 2x, but x. So I need to get rid of that 2. What does 2x mean? It means 2 times x. So what's the opposite of multiplying by 2? It is dividing by 2, and whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So I am going to divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 is x less than or equal to 38 divided by 2. I am going to make that 19. So that means that x is less than or equal to 19. And it could be any value less than or equal to 19. You don't have to write them all because there are infinite solutions. They're not even asking you to write the integer solutions like we were doing last time. Just leave it like that. That's your answer. Leave it. Just beautiful. Put it in a box. Nice and neat. You don't have to put it in a box in the exam, but you can. It's okay. It's optional. The box doesn't matter. So x is less than or equal to 19. So long as it's less than or equal to 19, you find you're sorted. Done. Right. If you can solve equations, you can solve inequalities. Right. Slightly trickier. Okay, this is slightly trickier, but not much more. So, I've got another example here. Let's do that one. Let me move a little bit out of the way, or maybe perhaps move this out a little bit. Okay, cool. I did, no, you can do this. Okay. 10 minus 3x is less than 30 plus 2x. Whenever you've got a negative x in an inequality, you have to worry a little bit, but not too much, okay? Because as I said, if you follow the method that I taught you, that I just did here, you don't really have to worry about this peculiarity of inequalities that we may talk about in class. But for here, if you use my method, you don't have to worry about it. So, again, like before, what is the first question that you should ask yourselves when solving an inequality or an equation? Which side has got the least amount of x's? And the answer is this side here, because minus 3 is less than 2. So I'm going to get rid of this minus 3. If I've got minus 3, how do I turn that into a 0? I add 3. So I am going to add 3x to both sides. So 10 minus 3x plus 3x is 0, is less than 30, and then 2x plus 3x is 5x, like that. Now, when I want to keep the 5x on their own, in order to get to the answer, I need to get rid of that 30. That's a positive 30. How do I turn a positive 30 into a 0? I take away 30. So I am going to take away 30 from both sides. 10 take away 30 is minus 20. So minus 20 is less than 30 minus 30, 0, 5x. And then I got 5x. I want to have only one x. I want to get rid of the 5. 5x means 5 times x. I'm going to divide both sides of the inequality by 5. Minus 20 divided by 5 is minus 4. And 5x divided by 5 is x. So that's it. So minus 4 is less than x. Or, I mean, you can finish there and it's perfectly fine. Full marks, no problem. If you prefer, if you want, you could write x is greater than minus 4. These two things are the same. You can see that the x in both cases is on the greater than side of the minus 4. And this is it. This is how you solve inequalities algebraically, the beginning bit. And if you've paid attention, hopefully you've taken the examples down nice and neat. Everything is sorted, everything is good. You'll be fine, not a problem. And let me know if you need anything. Good luck.